There we are. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to At Lafayette Live here on Monday, February 3rd, 2025. But if you were outside today at all here in the Greater Lafayette area, you wouldn't have known that it was February 3rd. The temperatures were in the 60s. It was sunny. It was an absolutely beautiful day. My kids spent some time playing out in the park this afternoon, which in and of itself is not the big deal that you might think it is. They play out in the park year round. It really doesn't matter. But they were playing out in the park in short sleeves, and I don't know if they had shorts on or not, but it was unmistakably spring-like out there. But Chad Evans, our favorite local meteorologist here in Lafayette, says, enjoy the day. We have some more blasts of winter and ice ahead of us before we actually get to spring. And if you know Chad, I believe him. I mean, it's only February 3rd. We're only a month and a half, not even quite a month and a half into, I think that would be, is it astronomical winter? Winter started seasonally somewhere around December 21st or so is when the actual season begins. So it's only February 3rd, so it was a beautiful day, but we should not get used to that. But you know what? Take it when you can get it. If you've never joined us before, thank you so much for joining us here on At Lafayette Live. I'm Geoff with the Russell team powered by At Properties, and I bring At Lafayette Live to you every Monday at 7 o'clock. Go check out the website and the YouTube channel, the Lafayette Reel. If you're watching this, you're watching on the Lafayette Reels YouTube page. We have tons of videos about Lafayette, Greater Lafayette, Purdue University, fun things to do in the area, homes here in the area. And yes, I would love to be your Lafayette local real estate resource of choice. If you want to buy or sell a home here in the Greater Lafayette area, I'd love to talk to you. Drop a comment below or go to the LafayetteReal.com/YouTube and fill out the form and let me know how I can help you find home buying or selling here in the Greater Lafayette area. As always, we start with great news, fun things, not fun things, but news about the area. Today, some of them are fun. Number one, and I just read this afternoon, my family's favorite as well, pizza place here in the Lafayette area is expanding to a second location here in the Lafayette area. Yes, I'm talking about A-Zip Pizza. If you've never been, have you really lived? It's one of these places where you can get, custom pizza. It's made in front of you. Absolutely love it. Started by a Purdue walk-on football player who won the Burton Morgan Entrepreneurship Prize back in 2012, started his business down in Evansville, and they have grown to, believe they said 12 or 13 locations across the state with these two new openings that are coming, one here in West Lafayette and the other one in Terre Haute. I live a little north of town, so don't get me wrong, I don't mind driving down to the location on 26, but the new one's going to be in West Lafayette, across the street from Payless, kind of in that same shopping plaza where Franciscan Urgent Care is, and they are coming summer of 2025, so you can get your fill of Evansville favorites like Grippo's and Ski on your pizza in West Lafayette, and I'm so excited for that. My pocketbook, probably not so much. So that's fun and exciting news. Hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure that you don't miss anything here on the Lafayette Reel. Big news, big small news maybe. I talk a lot about the manufacturing base of our economy here in the Greater Lafayette area. I know so many that watch the show are Purdue related people. I hear a lot from Purdue parents, if you will, people who are sending their students here to Purdue University. Perhaps actual students themselves that are coming looking for some information about the area, people that are perhaps thinking about buying a house instead of going into student housing, people that are looking to relocate here for work. Purdue is a big central part of our economy. There's absolutely no doubt about that. But we're not your typical college town where if the university up and disappeared, that the town would absolutely collapse. It's an oversimplification to say that that would not happen here. Of course, it's never going to be that easy, but we have a diverse and vibrant economic base here of the normal hospitality and retail services, healthcare, but manufacturing has always been strong in Lafayette. And we have a lot of what you might say are old mainline style manufacturers, but we have a plethora of new high-tech manufacturers here in the area. Not something that might be coming a few years for now if they get all the tax abatements, but real companies that are here in the community right here, right now. And one of them is GE Aerospace. They have an engine manufacturing facility down on the south side of Lafayette, and they just celebrated their first graduating class of apprentices. Why is this a big deal? Manufacturing jet engines is one of the definitions of high-tech manufacturing. Yes, the jet age stretches back to the mid-20th century, but manufacturing jet engines is no doubt a high-tech endeavor. And there's been a lot of debate in the country generally over the last few years about a college degree and the actual value and usefulness of a college degree. And here's an example of a program where, you know what, the college degree doesn't matter. They went into an apprenticeship program and are now certified to work on jet engines, both for GE manufacturing, but more importantly, they're now qualified to sit the test to get their license with the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration. So now these, working on jet engines, the airlines, they don't just do whatever they want. It might seem that way sometimes when they lose our baggage or whatever, but it is a highly regulated industry still, even with deregulation. And, to be able, tracking of maintenance and parts and how these jets carry us around the country and around the world is a very big deal. And it is a very coveted job. And this first class of apprentices graduated from the program here in Lafayette at GE Aerospace. And I just want to, congratulate them, the apprentices. I want to congratulate GE Aerospace and also Lafayette and Tippecanoe County for having the foresight to put in place all of the things that made it possible to bring GE Aerospace to our county and to our city here. And that's, a very big deal. You might just go past that in the newspaper and see that headline. Like, oh, that's kind of nice. But you know what? It's not kind of nice. It is a truly, truly very big deal. If you happen to be watching and you are or are related to one of these apprentices, hey, send me a message. I'd love to talk to you about your experiences and maybe see if we might do something, maybe even together here at Lafayette Live. So if you happen to know somebody, let me know. Leave a comment, drop me a DM. All right. Hit the like and subscribe button. We're here every Monday, but in addition to being here every Monday, I put out new videos almost every day of the week. Shorts, long form, fun things to do in the area, home tours, just all sorts of stuff. I occasionally miss a Friday or a Saturday or the occasional Sunday, but you don't want to miss anything. And it really helps with YouTube. The more people that subscribe, it tells YouTube who's watching and who else should be watching and who could use the information that you're getting here. So hit that like and subscribe button. Next up, the city of Lafayette is in the final phase of their sewer overflow project. If you've lived in Lafayette for any period of time more than a few years, it might seem like West Lafayette and Tippecanoe County, as a matter of fact, have been working on sewer projects time immemorial. It's been going on forever and ever. And all of these projects are rooted in, they want to keep storm overflow. They want to keep sewage from getting into our waterways and into our watershed. I mean, there's been a lot of talk in the last year about water. concerning the LEAP pipeline, and we've been working, the community and our elected leadership have been working towards making sure that our watershed is protected for our own future and for generations to come. But that also is not just a quantity issue, of course, it's also a quality issue. And so, yeah, we might have lots and lots of water, but if all of that water is polluted by runoff during storm events, then that's not such a great thing. So they've been working on reducing the amount of runoff of sewage and industrial wastewater for quite a long time. But believe it or not, the city of Lafayette only began their 4-phase project back in 2017, so about 8 years ago or so. And through this process, they have actually managed to decrease the size of what they call their high-rate treatment facility. Initially, they thought they were going to need to be able to have the capacity to treat 119 million gallons a day. And through time and through these other projects, they've managed to reduce that by 73 million to 73 million gallons a day. So that's about a 1/3 reduction. And the reason that this isn't a headline is, and why we're talking about it today, is they've announced the next round of projects, and they're expecting them to take about 2 years. So they'll be done in about 2027, and then have a 2-year post-construction monitoring period to make sure that everything is actually, working the way that, it was planned to work. So part of the River Road closure last year had to do with this project, and they'll continue to, work on those projects. That's of course on the West Lafayette side, and I've been talking about the Lafayette side. So that is really exciting. We're protecting our water, protecting ourselves, protecting our future. I think that is good, and good. If you'd love to live here in the Greater Lafayette area and drink some of our great water, reach out. All of my contact information is right here. If you've got a phone and you're watching this on your TV, you can actually scan the QR code right here, and this will load up my contact information into your phone so that you can reach out and tell me how I can help you with home here in the Greater Lafayette area. Everybody having a good Monday so far? You know what? I didn't do check-ins at the beginning. I'm sorry. I forgot. I was just so happy talking about the beautiful weather that we were having today. So in the chat, drop where you're watching from. It's always interesting to see where people are watching from. Like I said earlier, a lot of times we have some pretty regular Purdue parents, Purdue connected folks who are watching from around the country. But are you watching from here in the Greater Lafayette area? Are you in Lafayette or West Lafayette here in Indiana? I know I've got a couple of friends that tune in on occasion from down in Florida. We've got some regular viewers in Texas. So in the chat, drop where you might be watching from. If you're like me and you watch YouTube on TV, I have an Apple TV and watch all of my YouTube content there. Not so easy to drop something in the chat, so I understand. But pick up your phone or something and do the dual screen. You probably are anyway if you're anything like me. I try not to do it too much, but Columbian Park Zoo. I talk a lot about Columbian Park Zoo. Columbian Park Zoo seeks candidates for their 2025 Zoo Teen Program. Columbian Park Zoo is our urban zoo here in Lafayette. It is located in Columbian Park, and up until a few years ago, it was absolutely free. They now charge a very, very small admission fee. And they do all sorts of great programming for kids and young adults and teens. And one of their programs is their Zoo Teen Program. And youth age 14 to 17 can apply for a chance to work in this program. It's a supervised educational volunteer opportunity. You get actual skills, working in animal-related careers. You're going to work closely with zoo staff. You're going to learn hands-on skills. It's a really, really cool program. But if you're interested in that, if you have teens here in the area that are into animals, you should really check this out. The applications are available at columbianparkzoo.org, and we'll put that down in the show notes afterwards. And they must be submitted by March 14th, so you have about a month and a half right now. And then mandatory training, including a group interview, will be held either on March 30th or April 5th. It's and the actual program itself, the time commitment is it's 1 4-hour shift per week throughout the summer. So if you're going to be here through the summer and you have a teen that is interested in animals and zoos, you should go sign up for the Columbian Park Zoo Teen Program here in 2025. Moving right along, and I'm moving through these at a pretty quick pace because last week we had a ton to talk about that was going on here in Lafayette, and we never got to some cool home tours that I really, really want to do. So now I'm a little backlogged on home tours. So trying to get through the news and updates section here of the show so that we can get to the part that the realtor and me really enjoys, the home tours, and I hope you guys do as well. So this one, file this in the category of interesting and hope that you never actually need to use it. West Lafayette has introduced a mobile scan and pay option for parking tickets. So if you get a parking ticket in West Lafayette and you know that you were in the wrong, these parking tickets are going to have a QR code on them that you can scan, and it'll take you to the website to pay and receive an instant receipt. So first off, don't illegally park and you won't have this issue. I know that on occasion you hear stories of, I was parked just fine and I got a ticket. Things happen. I get that. But if you're illegally parked and you get a ticket, then you can scan this QR code. So right now it's credit and debit cards. At the moment, they don't take electronic pay like Google Pay and Apple Pay, but they're working on it. So park legally, and if you don't, pay your parking ticket, because now it's super easy. You can do it right away on your phone. Take that for what it's worth. Hit the like and subscribe button. How often do we put out videos? Oh yeah, every day. New videos all of the time. Make sure that you get notified every time a new video comes out here on the Lafayette Reel. And are you subscribed? I just said that. Why aren't you subscribed? Okay, enough of that. The next one. This might be our most controversial topic of the night. And after we wrap this one up, we're going to go to home tours, I think. So unless somebody in the chat has something that catches my eye that we want to talk about. So here's the quote, or here's the headline. Purdue trying to minimize enrollment surprises in wake of another applications record. If you're at all a regular watcher of the show, if you're a Purdue connected person, if you're a staff member or faculty member, if you're thinking about moving here because of Purdue, if you're a student, a parent of a student, heck, if you just live in the area, it was really, really hard to miss the disaster that Purdue housing has been over the last school year. And I mean, and it's still ongoing, because the disaster is that they are figuring out their reservations, for the next school year. And there were not enough beds to go around. They had much higher, a much higher acceptance rate on their admitted students. They get X number of applications. They admit Y number of students, betting on Z number of students accepting those applications. Well, last year when they solved for Z turned out to not be correct. And so moving on through the variables, they actually accepted a number of students actually accepted it, and it was way more than they had planned on. And all of this tags back to, I think, two big facts. And I do believe that they are both true to some extent, to a lot of extent, really. One, Purdue has held the line on tuition for more than a decade at this point. From a parent's standpoint who would have to pay tuition, that's an absolutely fantastic standpoint. From a student's perspective who might be on the hook for paying their tuition themselves if their parents aren't paying, that is, of course, a fantastic thing. However, it has two consequences. I was going to say unintended consequences, but I think one of them is intended. One of them maybe not so much. How do you hold the line on tuition? Well, you have to control costs elsewhere and increase revenue elsewhere. And they've done a good job on controlling costs, but some will say to the detriment of many programs and students and faculty and staff over the years, and that they have now cut too thin. So that is kind of the law of unintended consequences. We can debate, who started this hold on rising of tuition, what if they intended that or not. But that's neither here nor there for this conversation. It's a fact at this point that the chaff has been blown away. They've been at this for 11 years. There's 11 or 12 years. There's not a lot of fluff or waste that will survive that long when it's cut. But the law of unintended consequences, I think, also means that holding the line of tuition for so long and being something that you market yourself on means that people see that as a value, and then that increases the attractiveness of Purdue University, which is, of course, one of the points. But then you get too many people that want to be here. And when you're taking a gamble on, like, if I send this many acceptance letters knowing that only a percentage of them are actually going to choose to come here, and you get that wrong, that there is the law of unintended consequences. The early action deadline was November 1st, and early action results were released January 15th. And President Mung Chiang said that we had another record year by a long stretch. Frankly, that is what he said. The other part that ties into this, though, is also the quality of a Purdue education. So I did talk about the fact that maybe some things are suffering after more than a decade of holding the line on tuition and having to cut away to make that happen. But there is no doubt that a Purdue degree is valuable and continues to be valuable. I'm not saying that it's not, and that's another factor that's drawing in more applications and more students who choose to be here. But more importantly, who are qualified to be here. They meet the academic rigorous standards that it takes to be at Purdue University. Here's the next quote. It's a reflection of this non-stoppable and frankly accelerating scale of demand for education at Purdue across different degrees. And I will give him credit. The president inherited this situation, this setup, and of course he wants to maintain it. There is a certain PR part about this. There are metrics that he has to meet in order to get his full compensation package. 14.7% increase in early figures over the same period from last year, and they're expecting, I think, similar or more in the regular application pool. The president, though, has said that we, Purdue University, he's speaking for Purdue University, that the president of Purdue is saying that Purdue University has to figure out how to get a handle on this, because the university, and most importantly, perhaps from my perspective, the city, the university and the city are not built to handle this amount of students. And I think that is a rather honest and frank acknowledgement of a situation. We have a vibrant city here in West Lafayette and Lafayette. I often describe Lafayette as it straddles this line. It's either a small city or a big town. And depending on what particular thing that you're examining, it can go either way. Yes, we do have some high rises, 8, 10 stories, that sort of thing. But we're not in a Chicago or an LA. We're not in Indianapolis. We're Lafayette, and West Lafayette is even smaller than that. And the city just doesn't have the infrastructure to continue to expand at those rates. And the town doesn't have the infrastructure to continue to expand residential housing at that rate. The university, aside from that. So what's going to come next year? Well, the university is going to have to figure out how it is that they're going to maintain a growth level that's sustainable. And by sustainable growth level, I think in the short term, that might be, just holding the line and not growing and letting some development catch up to the demand for Purdue University. Will we wind up in the coming year where they have been in the last year, where they wind up going and amending students' housing contracts and shoving 4 people into a space that was meant for 2 people? Will they have a lottery system whereby some students don't get housing at all and are left to fend for themselves out there? One would sure hope not. But what's going to play out in the real world? I don't know. But I'm here for the ride, and I will let you all know as we find out more on that. Let me know what you think about Purdue's housing situation here in the Greater Lafayette area. Drop a comment in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. And if you're watching this later, leave a comment in the comments below. So there you go. That's all the great news that is happening here in the Greater Lafayette area. We're going to go on to some home tours now. But before that, hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure that you don't miss a single video here on the Lafayette Reel. And if you're looking to buy or sell a home here in the Greater Lafayette area, I'd love to be your Lafayette local real estate resource of choice. Reach out to me. My contact information is here on the screen. Send me a message. Go to thelafayettereel.com/YouTube and fill out the form and let me know how I can help you find home here in the Greater Lafayette area. So some home tours. So here on the channel and here on the show, so often we like to do fun home tours because that's, that's fun is fun. That's a self-fulfilling statement if I've ever heard one. Expensive homes with pools, big, ostentatious, aspirational, if you will, sort of things. And it's easier to, fill some time and talk about, big homes. But I want to talk about homes here in the Greater Lafayette area. Single family homes that are just kind of mainline, and they're from both Lafayette and West Lafayette. I actually have one just slightly out of town, and I thought we'd just go through some to look at what will a more middle of the road, if you will, house look like here in the Greater Lafayette area. Some newer, some older. So let's jump in to that. And first up, and this is for all of you folks who are watching who have some sort of interest in home centered around Purdue University, perhaps. You might even recognize the name of the street. We are going to start with, get my screen organized here. We're starting with 1201 Lindbergh Road in West Lafayette. And you might recognize the name. You might recognize Lindbergh Road from the neighborhood of Lindbergh Village. This is not in Lindbergh Village. This is on Lindbergh Road, which is one of the major east-west arterial roads in West Lafayette. So it is a 4-bedroom. 1201 Lindbergh Road is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath with 3,666 square feet on a 1/4 acre in West Lafayette. Currently listed at $375,000, which is, I believe, a touch below the median price here in the area. It was built in 1955. So let's check it out. You can see it's a charming brick stone house here. The garage needs a little bit of love, and this is kind of what you sometimes get at what is a more reasonable price point, is you're going to find homes that do need a little bit of love. But I like the stonework. I like that kind of 50s, mod retro look. Wasn't retro in the 50s, but there you go. You can get a sense of the size of the lot here in the drone picture. So looks like it might have originally been a side-loading driveway, but you've actually kind of got the not a U-shaped drive, but double entry. You have more front yard than you actually do backyard. That house backs up pretty close onto the house behind it, leaving you a lot of house here. You can see the Purdue golf course over here in the distance, and I believe that this is the celery bog right here. So right in the core of West Lafayette. Yeah, there's it's actually right across the street from the golf course. Should have glanced at the map before we got deep into this. Yeah, it's got that 50s retro vibe going on, which again, retro in that this is what it originally looked like. It's got that slate tile floor. I won't tell you, I actually have one of these floors in my house, and you can pry it out of my cold dead hands. I absolutely love it. Got floorboard heaters. Let's see, can I tell quickly what those floorboard heaters are, if they're electric or hydronic? No, I can't. So let's move on. I like the stained glass, kind of the porthole and the door. You have the kind of corner, it's two-sided, but the corner unit fireplace there. Lots of light coming into those big windows. What was most likely originally intended to be a dining area here with this chandelier hanging down. And you might look at these floorboards and go, I don't know, Jeff. I think floorboards are great heat sources. They do a great job of basically building a temperature barrier, a vapor barrier, if you will, between the outside and the inside. And if you get the hydronic ones, the ones that are fed by a boiler, it's a fantastic, fantastic feeling. So clearly, some dated carpet in here, but again, this is a home from the 50s. It probably had some updates of some stuff since the 50s. I seriously doubt that carpet is original. Still looking at the front room here, but let's move on through things that I notice. And actually, you can't see any of them here. It looks like the electric might be original. At least the outlets are original to the house. Let's see if we can zoom in here. Yeah, if you look over here, this outlet right here doesn't have a ground. That's usually a pretty quick tell. It's possible they upgraded the electrical panel but didn't pull new wiring into the outlets. We see that all the time. Not a deal breaker. It's just something to be aware of. Slightly dated kitchen, but it is a gas range. Definitely galley style kitchen here. A little tight, but it appears to have the banquette pass through into the dining room here. So kind of eat in here, and then you got the pass through the banquette. That's an interesting setup, and I'm not sure if that's interesting setup or if that's just a missing backer to that shelf. I might be giving it too much credit. Some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hardwood floors that need some refinishing. They were probably under carpet at one point, would be my guess, from kind of this wear pattern that we see here. Ensuite bath. So this is going to be the primary suite. Oh yeah, look at that bathroom. Oh, come on. Tell me what you think about that bathroom. The pink tile, the blue wallpaper, the fluorescent light there above the medicine cabinet. This just screams retro. Absolutely love it. I would change it, but I love it. Moving on to another bedroom, more hardwood floors. Either this one is being refinished or did not have carpet on top of it. You have the sliding doors on the closet. Pretty standard in this age of house. Purple tile in the second bath. I rather do enjoy that. You have the makeup set up here, so you can actually have a chair, makeup counter at your next to your sink. You can see, things like, this cover is missing from the fluorescent light. The room needs a little bit of love. More shots of the bath. moving into the sunroom, if you will, the den. It is a 4-season room. It is heated in that it's got the floorboard heaters that look, I'm pretty sure that those are electric and not hydronic. A little bit of power hogs, so that might need a little bit of work. And I see some stuff going on up here in the ceiling. It's hard to tell exactly from the pictures what's going on there. That needs a closer look, and like clearly needs some new carpet back here, or new flooring. Get rid of the carpet and put in some sort of tile. Yeah, I love this one. I think the picture just speaks for itself. Not really much more to be said there. Let's just sit here and enjoy this one for a minute. Okay, that was long enough. Moving on. Down in the basement, the barn-style door that I'm guessing was there before barn-style doors were cool and all the rage. This is an area that shows the versatility of a house of this age and size. 3,666 square feet. That's pretty large. But this basement is definitely usable. There's nothing keeping you from using it. But you do need, it needs some work. It needs some love. I mean, game room, storage, den, it's perfectly fine as that for that. There's nothing you keeping from using it. But, man, just imagine the blank palette this could be if you just stripped everything away. Just strip everything away and turn it into your own oasis down there. Maybe sell the barn doors to help fund that. I believe we're still looking down at the basement, which it's a little hard to tell on the picture. It might actually have an escape window here, which would make that a bedroom, because that's really the only thing that defines bedroom. We have so many conversations about this with so many people, and like, it doesn't have a closet, it's not a bedroom. That doesn't matter. The thing that says if you can use it as a bedroom downstairs in the basement is, do you have two forms of egress? The way that you came in and another way. And, most typically that's going to be, a well window that you can actually climb out of. And the sun's a little bright here, so I might be wrong on that, but it looks like it might be possible. And if it isn't, you can actually come back and retrofit that in. I had a neighbor just down the street, came in, dug up their side yard, and put in some well windows and filled it back in. Not sure on the age of that furnace there. It's not new, but it's not old, just visually. I mean, by not new, I mean not brand new. If anybody sees this, here's all the screens from the windows. Pretty typically for real estate photos, you want to take all the screens out. Makes the house pop a little bit more. So, newer water heater down there in the corner. Are there any comments about the water heater? No, not really. So, oh, look at that bathroom. Bathrooms like this with this style of wallpaper, maybe not this particular wallpaper, are not uncommon in the area and in the period. Clearly, this ceiling needs some love. Clearly, this is a basement. This is a bathroom in a basement, and it's got some moisture that's been trapped there, and the ceiling has taken the brunt of that abuse. So the basement definitely needs some love. And then we move out to the garage. Plenty of room to park your vehicles and have a little shop there. And we're coming to the end, heading back outside, and then we'll see how close the property line is here right behind you. So that is 1201 Lindbergh Road here in West Lafayette, currently priced, as I said, at $375, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, a 1/4 acre. And, we talked a lot about the location. Let me pull up the map. Here we go. Lindbergh Road, major east-west road through West Lafayette. Northwestern Avenue, one of the main northwest arterial roads through the core of West Lafayette. It's almost at the intersection of Northwestern, and Lindbergh. And if we zoom out a little more here, we'll see the core of Purdue University is down right here. It is a 2-minute drive down to Purdue University. It's a 2-minute drive up to the commercial core center of West Lafayette up here. And I believe that this is outside of the CPAS boundary. So if you are a student that wants to purchase this house, but you want to be able to drive to the university, I believe that this is CPAS eligible. So I think that's a fun house to look at. Great West Lafayette home. Really, I mean, great bones there. But onward with our tour of moderately priced homes here in the Greater Lafayette area. And I just want to look real quick at some data real quick. I see if I can pull this up. Market trends. I talked real quick about the median. The median in 24, this data's a little old. It's somewhere around just under 300. I need to update this spreadsheet. Somewhere between 286 and 300, I believe, is where the median wound up for all of Tippecanoe County last year. So that home was definitely a little above the median. So I retract that. Next up, we're going to look at 502 Hall Lane, as in Hawthorne, Hallberry, and I'll tell you a little more about this neighborhood. This is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,254 square feet, 1 acre, currently listed for $379,900. And let's place it on the map. This is a little north of town. Here we go. Hawthorne Ridge is the name of the subdivision. And if we zoom out, well, before we zoom out, we can see 500 North here. That is 5 miles north of the 0 line, which is 26 or State Street. Here we go. This is the home right here. Down here, this is Sagamore Parkway cutting through West Lafayette. The Walmart's kind of over here in the crook of the road right here. So it's about 3.5 miles north of the retail center of West Lafayette, and definitely it's just under 5 miles north of Purdue University, about 4 miles north of Purdue University from the north part of the campus. So this is definitely somebody that wants to live just slightly more out of town, but not super out of town. But I want to zoom back in just to discuss the original owners of this neighborhood. Live back on one of these corner lots and still maintain a blueberry farm back here. If you've never picked blueberries with a young kid, you should go do it. It's fun, promise. It's an interesting neighborhood. Like I said, it is a 1 acre lot. It is a small neighborhood. It is close to Battleground Middle School and Harrison High School, so it is very centrally located for that sort of thing. But let's take a tour of the home. And you hear me talk a lot about things that I love about homes because, it's my show, and I get to talk about homes that I enjoy. This is a bi-level, which means you walk in the front door and then you either have to go up or down. This is another thing that I love. It was built in 1971. And nothing screams 1970s like bi-levels. Now, I'm not a giant fan of the bi-levels where you have to go up some stairs to get to the front door. The grading on this lot just meant that that's the way that it happened, but that's what it is. So let's go through it. You can see the beautiful trees. Again, it's a 1 acre lot, so it's not a tiny lot. So you have a little bit of mowing in front of you, so you need to enjoy a little bit of that, a little bit of yard work. An acre's a lot, and it's not at the same time. Beautiful front room. Typically, when you come in and go up the stairs, you kind of have a front room and then a dining room / kitchen. And indeed, we're looking at the kind of the front right quadrant of the house. dining room connected to it with the sliding door heading out onto the back deck, which curves around over here to the kitchen. This home is beautifully taken care of. They've done some nice work updating it here. Definitely newer carpet, and the color tones are definitely modern. Stainless steel appliances. If you've ever watched any of my home tours, you know that I'm not a giant fan of stainless steel appliances, which doesn't mean that you can't be. It just means that I'm not. It has a new-ish roof 9 years ago, a new furnace last year, 2023, 2 years ago now. New central AC was back in 2019, so about 6 years ago. What did I just say about the carpet? That dining room carpet that I was just talking about? Let's zoom back. This carpet, yeah, it was put in 2023. Almost brand new carpet. Exterior repainting in 2021, and this back deck that we'll see in a little more detail here in a little bit was put in 2020. So some really, really nice updates to a home. And then once we kind of finish the public areas of the main floor, look, it's got the built-in bread bin there on the little desk. I mean, that's just, period. Just absolutely love it. You don't have to love it too, just because I do. That is the definition. That is the definition of eat-in kitchen. No two ways around that. And then the other half of the upstairs is going to be your usually your primary suite and some secondary bedrooms. So I'm imagining that this is primary. It looks like they have a picture mural up on the wall. And indeed, there is the ensuite with that. The regular size closets, and I only mean regular in that this house was built in the 70s. And if you go into a house today, the closets are as big as my bedroom. I laugh just because it's kind of an inside joke. You know, when you take real estate photos, it's really, really hard when somebody's living there to, declutter and depersonalize and look through the frosted glass of the shower. You can see the dirty clothes bin. I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at the listing agent. Believe me, I get it. Houses are hard. I just get a kick out of the things that we do to get pictures taken. So, and I'm pointing out to all my viewers. So there you go. You can laugh along with me. One of the secondary bedrooms upstairs. This is a 3-bedroom home, so I'll be interested to see what the downstairs is set up like. Typically, a home like this would have 3 bedrooms up. They're definitely fans of these photo wall murals. Quick way to add some livelihood to a room. Sometimes they don't always come off cleanly. Second bathroom. Not so updated as the rest of the house. Definitely of a time. Then we head downstairs. And we can see that the downstairs is pretty typically set up where you have a second living space. And many, many times in these bi-levels, you go upstairs and you have a more formal living room. And then you go downstairs and you have the less formal living room or the den. Their living room upstairs was not super formal. But this one's slightly less formal. Looks like it's got the fireplace over here, and they've got this one set up with TV under the window. A little bit of a nautical-themed restroom going on there. Washer, dryer, water softener downstairs. Then we head out to the back porch, and I'm just going to reverse. It's not exactly clear to me what's in the other half of the downstairs. We're kind of looking at half of it right here. This is the living room that we're in. I see the bathroom over here, but it's not clear to me what's going on over there. I know what it is. It's the garage. The garage is built into the first story of the house. I was thinking of many of the bi-levels they're not 4 squares, but interiorly you can break them down into quadrants, and then the garage is separate, abutting, attached. This one actually has the garage built in, so that's what's taking up that other quadrant, if you will. So, zooming back through to the beautiful new deck that's facing out on, I believe that's 500 North here. Let me look at the map right quick. Oh, that's 50 West. So, a street with a bit of traffic. That's a pretty major north-south arterial road. Heading up to the northern parts of the county, you can head up towards me by heading down that road. Beautiful, beautiful 1 acre. Nice shed. No fence, and you're on the corner of two busy roads. Well, not two busy roads, but Hall Lane and 50 West, which is otherwise called in Lafayette Salisbury. So this is Salisbury just turns into 50 West. It's the same road. The name changes. So this is a pretty busy road. You do have the privacy tree line out here. A couple more pictures to scan through here. Beautiful yard. They've done a really, really nice job with the yards. So that is 502 Hall Lane, West Lafayette. It's just a little north of West Lafayette. It is currently listed for $379,900. It is 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,254 square feet, and it sits on an acre. What do you think of that one? Leave a comment below or drop in the chat what you're thinking about that one. And we're going to continue on our way. But as we continue on our way through our tour, hit the like and subscribe button. We love that you're here, and we want to make sure that you're always aware of what's coming up here on at Lafayette Live and the Lafayette Reel. Next up, let me get myself set here. You guys doing all right? Making good time here. Maybe not get through quite all the homes I wanted to today, but that's okay. Better to be ambitious, right? Next up in our tour of mainline homes, let's say here in the Lafayette area, is 1008 Archway Drive in Lafayette. This is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,626 square feet. And let's take a look at the map. This one is well and proper in This one is well and proper in Lafayette. And we'll see you here. Here's Archway Drive. If you've been in Lafayette at all, 9th Street and 18th Street are 2 major north-south arterial roads, collector roads, if you will, through the Greater Lafayette area, but through Lafayette. And we'll just zoom out a little bit, and we'll see almost to Twickenham. Here is 52. Here's 26 over this way. And if we scroll this way, we'll see Veterans Memorial, 350 South down this way. So this is the core of Lafayette. Let's take a tour. As I said, 1008 Archway Drive, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,626 square feet, sitting on a 1/4 acre in the middle of Lafayette. It was built, important to the story we've been telling today, in 1957. See, 1-car garage, very, very typical. This one has been updated. It has the vinyl plank flooring and the gray walls and the LED downlights. I believe it has newer windows. But you'll see, I'm going to go back one. Living room, and then on the other side over here, we see the hallway, but back to the right, we'll continue on and we'll see the kitchen dining area continue on from that. This is a smaller home. It's not itty bitty. It's 1,626 square feet. So it's not tiny, but it is not huge. Has updated counters. They've taken care of the cabinets. I don't think the cabinets have actually been replaced. Nice, beautiful Whirlpool gas stove there. And you can see the dining area that feeds directly into the living area. So there's the fireplace. They have done a good job with neutralizing this home. Updated bathroom. That's beautiful. Well done. Head into the bathroom, into the bedrooms. New carpet, new paint. Looking across from the bedroom into one of the baths. I don't think this was a national. The time period is right and the layout is right. maybe it is a national. Yeah, I think it is a national. But it's the expanded deluxe version. Ensuite. Yes, the Nationals did have ensuites. Not all of them. Head down to the... I think there's a connector between the garage and the house. I think that's what we were looking at there, maybe. Maybe that's the basement. But looking out this window, it's a little hard to tell. Let's go check it out together. There's your one-car garage. Ah, there. Okay. It's the It's got the added rooms on the back. That's why there was that second living room, and that's why that garage looked deeper there. Not a basement. Additional rooms on the left and right of the house, and that is a nice large in-town lot. So that is 1008 Archway Drive here in Lafayette. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,626 square feet. Currently listed at $249,900. Hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure you don't miss anything here on at Lafayette Live. Everybody doing all right? All right. It is, I think we got time for one more. 1, 2, what do we do first? We did Lindbergh. We did that. We did Archway. Okay. We're going to finish up in West Lafayette. Let me get set for you. Which one are you guys buying? 1, 2, 3. Are you going to wait and see what's 4? Like I said, we're not doing crazy, crazy houses. This next one, though, is a new home. Was just built in 2024. New construction. Let me get set for you. This one is 146 Hayloft Drive in West Lafayette. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2,028 square feet on a 1/4 acre. And on this one, we're actually going to start with placing it on the map. It's actually not too far from the one that we looked at on Haw. So here's Hayloft. Here's 50 West, what is Salisbury down in West Lafayette. Here's 500 North. Here's Hawthorne Lane. Here's Hawthorne and Haw Drive, rather. I mean, right around the corner, but quite different homes that we're going to be looking at. But just to continue to zoom out, you'll see here's West Lafayette, Walmart over here, Menards over here, Payless over here. So real close to those, and then only about 4 miles to Purdue University from 146 Hayloft Drive. Let's take a tour. This is 146 Hayloft Drive in West Lafayette. Again, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 2,028 square feet. Currently priced at $423,000, and it is a new build. Starting out front, got a 3-car garage, a 2 and a 1. I like the color palette a lot better than the neutral grays that have been so popular as of late. And they've actually got some carpet in a new build. That is not that rare, but I personally would rather see it than not. Some people hate carpets, so the bathroom is fairly mainline. Looking at the bedrooms here, and then we'll work our way into the public areas. So this one has the kitchen that is part of the living dining area. It's the big great room setup. There are definitely pluses and minuses to that. It's got the big eat-in bar, so you can get like 4 big stools up at that bar, maybe even 5 or 6, with your living area over here attached to it with the fireplace. And then over to the left, we can see the chandelier hanging down where the actual dining room goes. Corner pantry, which is better than no pantry, believe me. Little sunroom area. Pretty typical on this style of home. Gas log fireplace with the setup for TV over it. Don't put it up here. Don't put your TV over the fireplace. Why do people do that? Don't do it. It's got a little mudroom set up there. That's something that like homes that I love, like 1970 style homes, don't have, that I wish they did. Having kids that bring in their muddy boots. Laundry room. And we move into the bedrooms again. ensuite with the large primary closet, dual basin sinks, large showers, all the rage. And there you go, the 3-car garage. So that is 146 Hayloft Drive in West Lafayette, just a little north of town. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, $423,000 on a 1/4-acre lot. So there you go. We've toured around 4 homes that are a little more mainline homes here in the Greater Lafayette area. Some of them a little higher than the median. Some of them quite a bit higher than the median, but none of the crazy expensive homes. If you're looking for just like a mainline home here in the Greater Lafayette area, these are the kind of homes that you're going to see. Now, if you're a first-time home buyer and you're interested in something, cheaper, you're probably going to have some trade-offs. You're probably going to be looking at less square footage, definitely less updates, and those homes are out there and they're cheaper than the homes that we look at. And if you're interested in that, and whatever you're interested in, I'd love for you to reach out. I'm Geoff Gooch with the Russell Company, powered by At Properties, and I'd love to be your local Lafayette real estate resource of choice. If I can help you buy or sell a home here in the Greater Lafayette area, send me a message. Go to thelafayettereal.com/YouTube and fill out the form and let me know how I can help you with home here in the Greater Lafayette area. And as we finish up all the business, hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps our channel, really helps all the content that I make, helps tell YouTube, who's watching and who would benefit from. Apparently OBS thinks that I wanted to do a thumbs up. I didn't realize that it was going to do that. So that was fun. But I think that's going to wrap it up for this week. We will be back next week for our next episode of At Lafayette Live every Monday at 7 o'clock. Go to thelafayettereal.com. Go to YouTube / The Lafayette Real. Subscribe. Watch all of our videos. And we really, really are glad and thankful that you join us here every Monday. Go out, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you next time here on At Lafayette Live. Have a good one, guys.